Everybody. My name is Amber Kastler, and I'm a registered dietitian for Iowa Specialty Hospital. My home base is here in Clarion. And I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about sugar. It is National Nutrition Month, so you'll be seeing some videos from me over the course of this month about fun topics. But today we're going to be talking about sugar. So first I want to ask you, do you think you're an average American? I mean, I think we all would like to agree that we are way better than the average American, whatever that considers us to be. But I'm talking about as far as sugar goes. So are you an average American for sugar consumption, specifically in the form of pop? How much sugar do you think we consume each year? How much pop do you think we consume each year as an average American? Well, 39.25 gallons per year of pop the average American consumes, which I know that is skewed because there are some of us who don't drink a ton of pop. There are some of us who drink well more than that to keep that average high. But still, what is 39.25 gallons of pop look like each year? Well, that's about 5,024 ounces per year. That still isn't very relatable for me either. So how much is that per day? That's 13.8 ounces of pop a day, which is actually less than a standard bottle of pop. So over the course of the year, we are consuming about 21 pounds of fat per year from the sugar that we consume. The average American consumes approximately this much sugar. Where's my label at? This much sugar in a day. 41 teaspoons of sugar. That is astronomical to think about. We're allowed some sugar in our diets. This is what we're allowed. The USDA allows us for about 50 grams if you are following a 2,000 calorie diet, which I know none of us really are following a strict 2,000 calorie diet. But for sake of reference, if you're following a 2,000 calorie diet, 10% of that intake is allowed to be from sugar, refined added sugar. I'm not talking about natural sugars from fruits, whole grains, anything like that, just added sugars. So let's take a quick look at just beverages alone and why I have job security. And I just really find it appalling. So let's start at the bottom, right? Okay, so what's our preferred beverage of choice? Water. How much sugar is in water? None. This is why dietitians, healthcare professionals, we're always telling you drink more water. It keeps our cells hydrated, it keeps things moving along swimmingly. So drinking more water because it doesn't have any added sugar. Next on the list, milk. There is still sugar in milk. It's natural sugar, but this is also why dietitians are telling us we only need 3 servings of dairy per day, because if we overdo it on the dairy, we're also overdoing it on the sugar. So keeping that in mind. This bottle right here is 34% of our allotted intake for the day. Let's jump up to chocolate milk. The sugar intake is going to be the same as far as milk consumption because of that lactose, but because it's chocolate milk, we have a little bit more because we're adding that chocolate in there, right? So this guy right here is 70% of your daily needs for refined sugar. I feel like a lot of people they're misled to believe that juice is good for you. There are perks of juice, but I'd rather you eat your fruit than drink it because you're not getting the fiber from your juice like you would if you were to drink or if you were to eat oranges. So this bottle of orange juice right here is 68% of your allotted intake for your refined sugar for the day. It acts very similarly if you were to just drink a pop. Sugar is sugar. So this, parents, beware. We really shouldn't be giving our children juice because it acts so similarly to pop as far as the sugar consumption. But this Welch's grape juice is technically 7% juice and accounts for 66% of our refined sugar intake for the day. So it's just astronomical to think that of this bottle, that much of it right here is sugar. Let's move forward. Athletes, people who are very busy in the summertime, Gatorade. I flip these upside down because it's easier to see. Sometimes the labeling makes it not able to see it as well. So this guy right here, if you were to drink one of these regular Gatorades, it puts you over this refined sugar intake. Now there is a time and a place for Gatorade, but we shouldn't be sipping it casually throughout the day. So this is 106% of your refined intake of sugar for the day. Now jumping up here to the heavy hitters, our pop intake. I'm very used to being a burster of bubbles, so here's when a lot of that comes into place. So your pops. This much sugar is in your pops. So the Mountain Dew is going to be the highest. This is 77 grams of sugar, 154% of your daily needs for the day. So that means it's 54% more than we are allowed to have in our diet. The Pepsi is 138%, so 38% more than we need in one day. And the Sprite is 128%. So you can see why we have an obesity epidemic here in America, because just by drinking one bottle of pop puts us over our limit for our sugar intake for the day. So having not even a full one of these makes you an average American for sugar consumption. It is not good for hearts. It is not good for our waistline. It is not good for our budget. It is not good for our eyes. It can lead to other diseases and comorbidities. So we really want to tread lightly. As a dietitian, I definitely advocate for meeting where you're at. So that doesn't mean I want you to just completely cut out all of this from your diet. It means I want you to identify how much you're currently consuming and just cut back by one. Or if you're only having one every other day, let's do one every 3 days. So just gradually working back so that way we are only consuming water and saving these fun calories for things that we can eat and indulge in more. Ice cream is my vice. I really don't discriminate on any carbohydrate. So I just want for us to stop drinking it mindlessly and start using it with intention, the place that we're allowed in our diet. So if you have any more questions for us, actually, according to the USDA, we get about 10% of our intake. I already said that. That looks like 12.5 teaspoons. The American Heart Association, they have a little bit stricter of recommendations. So for women, we're allowed 100 calories, or about 6 teaspoons of sugar in a day. That looks like 25 grams. For men, you guys always get a little bit more, 150 calories, 9 teaspoons, or about 37.5 grams per day is what you're looking at. So if you're label reading, that can also be something that you are looking at. So I am here at Iowa Specialty Hospitals in Clarion. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reply below and I'm happy to answer them, or give me a shout out with other questions, even if it's not pertaining to sugar. I'm happy to help.